Okay, y'all not gonna believe this. I just found this interview with Tasha K and Mr. T. I cannot believe this. It has been exposed that this whole thing was set up by the girl and her management team during Abuse Awareness Month. And what she wanted to do was leverage out her YouTube channel with the Facebook channel because the YouTube channel was not hitting like her Facebook channel. She was only getting like 8,000 hits on YouTube. And I didn't know the girl was rich. So, check this interview out. Y'all, the same management team that Melanie Hoax have is the same management team that Mr. T and them have, and the management team is the one informed Tasha that this whole thing was set up to leverage everything out on YouTube and Facebook. And because Tasha would not meet the demands with the airline she wanted to fly on, where she wanted to stay, she canceled the interview and went over to Married to Medicine and did an interview with Dr. Heavenly. Y'all check this out. I cannot believe it.
I'm gonna tell you to be looking at that camera and dress like and letting them know. So,
okay.
Yeah. But it was just unfortunate because there are children involved between you and your wife. You had just moved into a new house.
Just moved in.
You just beat cancer, and now all these allegations are over your head, and every single blog is posting. And I remember my viewers, tagging me like, "Hey, you're gonna jump on this." So I believe one of my girls hit your wife in the DM. She responded, put us in contact with Sean, the manager. We've worked with Sean before, with Melody Holt and Martell and a few other artists. And so we already had that relationship. And when I got on the phone with Sean, that's when everything was revealed to me, saying, hey, she's been abused and she's very delicate because it's a sensitive issue. We want it done like the Jessica Reed story. I don't know if you saw the Jessica Reed story on my platform, but she is she came on my platform to tell her story about being violated by Charlemagne the God. And so it was very dramatic. And, they said that the reason they wanted to do it with me is because, and they wanted to jump on a call to tell me this, is because, they wanted to help leverage her brand on YouTube, which means move her followers from Facebook over to YouTube.
Leverage, that's why I said, just talking to my management, those are the words they use all the time.
Yeah.
And when you said it on the video, I was just like, wow. I mean, like I said, she never answered my call. To this day, I haven't even spoken to her.
Wow.
So it just seems like it was set up some type of way.
Yeah. And I mean, I kind of dialed back and I went back. I did like an impromptu live on my Bigo Live where I could go over there and just slang receipts and drag them for days by ponytails, It's not so professional. And I basically just pointed out, I went back and looked at the timeline and was like, okay, so all of this happened between you and her about 2 months ago.
Right.
She relaunched the YouTube 3 months ago. It wasn't hitting. So she was doing content. It was only getting like 8,000 views. And so there was a plan concocted.
This was the plan.
And I know for a fact, this is no allegedly, between her and her management team to start drama.
She said she know for a fact.
Honestly, the innocent casualty of war.
Right.
And basically that's where the allegations came in of you abusing Brianna, your wife, and always been abusive for the entire 6 years that y'all were together. And
never.
Of course.
Never physically, and everybody has arguments. So when it comes to verbal, of course, if somebody's calling me out my name, I'm going to say something back.
Okay.
You feel me? So that's pretty much it. It ain't never been no physical stuff.
Yeah.
And anybody who's really watching, they can see that my wife is always, she's dressed in bathing suits and she goes live every day. So if someone's being abused, they can't go live every day. They can't.
Like, where the bruises?
Like arms out, back out, everything. You can't do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And,
well, I do want to point out, before we really unwind everything, she came out and basically apologized to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she changed her story. She said that you no longer like abused her physically. It was only emotional.
Right.
So you lied. So not only did you out her for lying about her being hit and abused and her finger being broken and stuff, and showing the behind the scenes of her calling the police, lying, saying that you, a black man, has a gun and you're
now
following
we
her.
seen
Like,
that
she
part.
knows what would happen if police were to show up at that house.
Right.
You know, she yelling for her dad. Daddy don't even really show up, probably till later. But you spared her, and you tried to spare her for a long time.
I most definitely did. Like, I put my family first, and like I said, I love my wife, I love my kids, and
you still love them.
I do. I still do. Like, you're supposed to, if you get married, it's for better or for worse, sickness and health. It's a lot of things that go into that. But 6 years, you can't be married to somebody for 6 years and not still have feelings. But it's a scary situation.
Yeah.
You know, with that, like I said, the cops definitely could have came in on some other stuff. I'm a black man. So the odds is just God. God's with me. And I feel like I'm protected at all costs. And just even with this situation here, it's like some of the stuff that was even talked about in the video of the incident, Melody's name was mentioned before. You've been in an interview, you had interviews with her before. Same manager.
Melody Holt.
Like, it's crazy when you really look at that. So it's like,
Yeah.
the truth is always going to come to the light. And that's what I've been saying from day one.
I mean, in this case, it's kind of like, you know, when people get online and they start talking, and you listen, and then they keep talking, and then you listen, and then they keep talking, and it's like they tell one lie to cover up another lie, to shield another lie. And before you know it, this whole elaborate story, that you done forgot what the original lie was.
Right.
And that's kind of what it was in your case. And so I want to start from the beginning, because, you know, you were receiving a lot of backlash too, because you spared her. Because you came out when the video came out and you said it was a prank.
Yes,
because you guys have done pranks before.
And it happened right in Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. So as soon as that clip was posted, everybody was talking about it being Abuse Awareness Month. So I automatically was like, that's my way to save my family. Let me say Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. And she said it wasn't. So I honestly think that's the management's call.
Oh, it was strategic. Sean, listen, I have nothing against Sean. You know, I think Sean runs a very good business, right, as far as representing a lot of these reality stars and stuff like that. But for her to call me as a black woman to say that they want to conjure up a plan to help leverage her brand on YouTube, and I'm thinking, but if she just got abused, why are we worried about building followers on YouTube?
Yeah,
and I'm just
shouldn't even be a thought of that.
And I spent about probably more time on the phone than I should have been with Sean, the manager, and just to hear that. And then when we offered to say, okay, well, let's bring her out here. You know, of course I'll fly her this way. You know, I was like, but are you going to take care? Because we didn't do what we, you know, normally sometimes we don't even pay for lodging. We'll meet people halfway depending on, you know, what the need is. But because they wanted our platform to help her to build a YouTube channel, I'm like, okay, well, you got to pay for the lodging. So we'll pay for the flights. And then that's when they came back and my assistant was saying, oh, they want Delta, they want this, they want that. I'm like, hold up. No, that's not what we agreed. Drop it. And Sean knows me because I've told Melody right there. And I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? She comes on here. She's an artist. She goes over to Dr. Heavenly's platform, spills whatever wine she want to spill, but she want to come over here and use me to sell a
Tracking and reconciling business expenses across multiple systems.
What you think? Let me turn this off. Okay. Now,
I'm quick to run with a narrative.
This is crazy.
I'm Charlie with the T, huh?
This is crazy. Now, what do y'all think? Now, the management team then spilled the beans. And this lady that's doing, that's the manager, she said out of her own mouth that this was to build a platform on YouTube to leverage everything out. Now, come on, y'all. Now, I am with women that are abused and that have been through the rain, the storm, but it's evident now in the truth, like one of my followers say, that the truth will come out. The truth has come out about what happened, and I know a lot of women still feel some kind of way, and that is siding with your girl, but your girl got some gaps. She got some gaps, y'all, in her story, and I guess this is why she's getting very defensive, getting very angry, and issued that public apology to him, because I don't think that she thought that it was going to go this far and destroy his brand like it did. But we all know when you got somebody that's in management and somebody that's making money off of you, they gonna make it any way they can. And so by her being young, maybe the management team deceived her in some kind of way and made her think that it was gonna all go away, and made her think that, and didn't let her know that this thing was going to destroy him like it did. And I'll never believe that she intentionally destroyed his platform like she did, but we all know what they do to young men in the music industry. So you got those same managers that's in the industry far as whatever you do in making a certain amount of dollars that will do the same thing. And this, I mean, and a lot of people have not seen this interview because it's been hidden. I've been looking for this interview and looking for this interview, and all of a sudden I turned on the TV and I found it. And I cannot believe it. And we all know that Melanie and Martell, we all know that that's real because it played out on TV. And so why would the management team lie about what happened and how this thing was pondered up to leverage her Facebook page with the YouTube page? And the thing that got me, Tasha K said, this is not allegedly. This is fact. Now, we know she just went through a lawsuit, and she would not be so careless to say that and get on an interview and talk like this, knowing that the girl got money. If it wasn't true, we got to talk about this. Kings and queens, oh my God. The love of money is the root to all evil. Unbelievable. And then he got on another interview saying that he's out of town at his brother's wife's funeral, and she's still dragging his name and saying different things, and that he don't want her back. He's not trying to get her back. And he's just done with the whole marriage and situation because he cannot believe that a person can do you like this. And you know, some of y'all might disagree with me and think that I'm getting on his side, but proof is in the pudding, baby. And it's receipts to prove through management what was done, how it was done, why it was done, the plan that was at hand, and figure it out. We're going to talk about it. Underground world of a pastor and first lady. And this is sure enough underground.